Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Fate and I'm here with a Battlefield 2042 video. So you guys may or may not have seen that DICE posted a news bulletin going over all of the notes and the discoveries and feedback that they've had from the recent beta for Battlefield 2042. So in this video, long and short of it is that I just wanted to kind of break this all down for you because it's quite a long post, but there's some interesting stuff in here. And also I want to make it easy for you guys so you don't have to kind of like sit through it. As I say, it is quite long. I'm just going to pick out the key parts, well, what I think personally are the key parts for it. This includes some topics on hazard zone and specialists. And from doing this, I've actually found that there's some pretty interesting topics and things that will make me a little bit scared of launch. And I'm going to go through these things right now. So for this video, I don't want you to hit nothing, I don't want you to smash nothing, I don't want you to buy anything. I just want you to give me your attention for the next few minutes. But this video will be timestamped so you can jump around to topics at your leisure. So here we go. So first thing out the gates is probably the biggest topic that I'm going to talk about. And I'm not going to save this till the end of the video or anything like that. I don't do that on this channel. I just bring you all the juicy nuggets straight away, if you like. So the first thing they want to talk about is specialists. Now, I've seen some stuff and other people are basically sharing the same kind of worries and issues that I have. I'm going to get into that in a bit. So let's go over the 5 new specialists that we're going to get at launch that they kind of advertised and showcased in this post. So the first one is nvidia. He's a recon guy. He's got a hacker suit and he's got this Trojan network trait. So basically what he does, he can hack into, enemy player suits and stuff in the environment. In the video that you can see on screen right now, you can see he hacks into like some bollards and stops a truck, for example. The next guy that we have is Santiago Doza Espinosa. He's an assault dude. Basically, he's got a massive riot shield and he's got the trait of blast resistant. Now, they don't really explain this too much, but basically I think he just takes less damage off of grenades because he's got some kind of like massive armored suit on, basically. Next up, we've got Emma Sundance Rosier. She's an assault class. She's got smart explosives. So these come as anti-armor, EMP, and scatter grenades. She also has the wingsuit ability, which is pretty damn dope. Again, I'm going to touch on all of this in more detail in a second. The fourth one we have is Jisoo Park. I'm going to say that completely wrong. Please excuse me. She's a recon expert. She's got an EMG X scanner. Basically, it's wall hacks. Again, I'm going to touch on this in massive detail in a second. She can see enemies in cover. She's got a trait called threat perception. So basically, when you get hit by an enemy, you can see them. They flash up in glowing red. The last specialist that we have is Constantin Angel. He's so angelic. He's called Angel twice. He's a support expert. He's got a loadout crate and he's a trauma specialist, which means he can revive allies rapidly and restore their armor, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now, let's dive in on all this. So, is it just me? I know it's actually not just me, because it's just going to be Jisoo crazy. Jisoo is so OP. So basically, she's got wall hack scanner, just lets you see enemies in cover everywhere, or everywhere, must have a certain distance that it can travel. And then her other one is basically when she gets shot, she can just see you like forever, wherever you are, as a big, massive red glowing target. And I just love this comment, which is under the official YouTube video for this specialist reveal. It's from this dude called Caesar the Salad. Epic name. Massive kudos to you, dude. He says, personally, I can't wait to play Jisoo, trying to kill Jisoo in servers full of Jisoo's. Epic. Even from the first second of watching Jisoo run this scanner in this video, I thought, man, this is going to be so OP. And I'm hoping and wishing with every ounce of my being that they can do something about this before launch. I don't know, maybe for example, she can only do this thing once a damn game. Now, to be a little bit more constructive about all this, I guess why they put Jisoo and Navin in the roster is to appeal to the new players. But it's interesting because they do touch on another point that I'm going to get to in a minute, where they kind of like detail how they're going to address new players and lobbies and that kind of stuff. So for me personally, I like to see that they're trying to freshen up Battlefield. I think in this kind of era that we're in with Battle Royales and the market mainly being dominated by like Apex, Warzone, games like that, which is very intense, quick, and movement and all this kind of stuff. I think they're trying to kind of take from different games and, you know, install elements to try and bring Battlefield forward into the future. So I like what they're trying to do, but I just want to make sure that it's balanced correctly. It could bring a lot of versatility and a fresh vibe to Battlefield, but also you don't want it ruining it because it wasn't really broken. I was quite happy to play as a kind of like non-specialist character, and there have been games in the past, especially in Call of Duties, where specialists can kind of ruin the experience. So yeah, if it's balanced correctly, I'm all for it. But out of the roster, I could say probably my favorite so far will probably be Sundance. Because of my playstyle, I like to be aggressive. Obviously, I'm looking for clips and like interesting gameplay that people want to watch, and generally my playstyle is very aggressive anyway. She seems quite good, especially this is mainly about the wingsuit. I do feel that the kind of like the smart explosives for the anti-armor EMP and scatter, they could be a bit overpowered as well. I mean, you can throw a sticky grenade at a helicopter and take it out. In hindsight though, if you are an infantry soldier and these, you know, the skies are dominated by helicopters, it could give you that little edge that you need rather than you running like a rocket launcher, because I find running a rocket launcher to be really, really boring. Apart from Sundance, I guess my other favorites would be Webster, Falck, and Irish at a push. But you guys let me know what your favorite specialists are down in the comments. One thing I'm really happy about is the fact that you're not really locked to certain weapons with certain specialists. Hopefully that stays the same. That's how it was in the beta. So for example, if I want to run a sniper, because I mainly snipe in Battlefield, I'm not locked to Casper because he's like the out and out recon sniper looking dude. So for example, I could run Falck, who's a medic, and I could use her with a sniper, but that wouldn't really be the best use of her abilities unless you're being a super aggressive sniper. So moving out of specialists and through the rest of the post, the next bit I want to talk about is why did we play a 2-month-old build? So they explain this and basically say it's something called branching, where they essentially use the most stable build, but not essentially the newest, to put out for the beta for all of us to try. They knew that it wouldn't necessarily showcase at the time the current stage of the build, but it was the most stable for us to play test. So in short, they had a lot of stuff that was broken. They didn't want us to play it, so they took it out. And the best version of the beta that we could have played was the one that we played. Moving swiftly on to the next topic, and it's a hot topic. Too many bots. There were way too many bots, especially in the first few hours of the beta going live. The servers were not really successfully backfilling, apparently. So essentially what this means is that there were players waiting in the queue enough to fill the lobby, but instead only a margin were getting into the lobby, and then the rest of the lobby was filling with bots. But they said that they managed this in real time and changed the balance accordingly. So it sounds like the bots, which I'm not really happy with anyway. I mean, this takes me back to Titanfall. There was bots in Titanfall. They just leave you feeling a bit cold. I'm not there to shoot bots. It's too easy. I want to shoot enemies. I want to feel like I've upped someone else, like I've dominated someone else, another player. I don't really care about bots. But from the sounds of it, of what they're trying to say in this post, is that bots are designed purely for new players. So the SBMM kicks in, and if you've got like a low KD or you're fresh at the game, then your lobbies will be mostly populated with bots. In my opinion, the bots should completely drop out once you reach a certain amount of hours or KD. Next up, we're going to talk about the UI. So some parts of the UI were turned off as they were debilitating, such as big map, as they call it, was turned off, for example, but was visible in the keybinds. So personally for me, I was getting a bit pissed off because I was trying to bring the map up and I couldn't do it. So I bound it to loads of different keys. It wouldn't work. So that was one of the things that didn't work. Also, Comoros wasn't in either. Comoros is the system that's been in every Battlefield as far as I'm aware. And it's a system that you use when you don't have a mic to express your needs and intentions. So for example, I'm going to go and push A. I need some ammo. I need some health. All of that kind of stuff. That is the Comoros system. And without that system, it is really hard, again, unless you're playing with mics and playing with your buddies and whatever, it is really hard to be a very kind of like well-gelled squad, if you will. In other news, the ping system is now working better and is more reliable and accurate. In the beta, I did find generally that it's what they said. The ping system just wasn't really good and wasn't reliable and wasn't very accurate. So that's good. They moved the score events, which is the points and stuff when you shoot people and, you know, any kind of like point getting information. They moved that from the right side of the screen to the more traditional placement under the crosshair, which is like, you know, lower center third. There's an example on screen right now. So, I mean, this is a no-brainer. I don't know why they tried to move it anyway. Basically, in every FPS game, the best position for all this information is center of the screen. The kill log is more readable, and they've added color coding so you can discern whether it's friend or foe at a quick glance. Again, this seems quite commonsensical. Now, don't worry, kids. We're getting to the end of all this stuff. We're getting to some last juicy nuggets. I don't know why I keep saying juicy nuggets, but anyway. So this chapter is all about team and squad play. So for loadouts, in the beta, there was more unlocked than what we are going to get when we start out at launch for testing purposes. Like previous titles, it's limited at launch, and basically you rank up and you unlock items like in every game. You can customize all of this stuff in the collection screen, but when you spawn in, any weapon attachment that you have set up nearest the center of the dial, that will, you know, we get that kind of like heads up display of our attachments that we can change in real time. The things that you put on nearest the center of the wheel will be the things that you spawn in with when you start each match. If you get this far in the video, first of all, well done. Second of all, put "No Fate is Big Boss" in the comments, and I will send you a gift card. This is all off the top of my head as I'm making this video. So yeah, good luck. They touched on some hazard zone news, and this is all around squad composition. So hazard zone will not allow you to duplicate specialists, so they can't be more than one on each team, which makes sense. But basically anything outside of that, any game mode outside of hazard zone, you can.
Kisu everywhere.
But I thought this was quite cool. So this is called insertion flow. So essentially it's like an Apex Legends style gap of time pre-match, which shows you your squad via cards. So you can customize your card to show your kind of play style, and you can use this time to chat to your squad and discuss tactics. So again, this is in Hazard Zone, I think, and in every other game mode. So these cards are cool because instantly you can go, okay, we've got a guy that likes busting tanks and planes and shit. And then we've got a guy who's a sniper, so he's not going to be very active in like taking points and all that kind of stuff. But then we've got two other dudes who are like aggressive assault style players. You know what you're going to get, and it could help you out. Next on my list is Falck's syringe pistol. This has been updated to provide better feedback. So during the beta, I had no idea whether I was healing someone, or I didn't even know if they needed healing, to be honest. I was just shooting them with the syringe pistol anyway. So it's nice to know that they've actually kind of put something in to kind of give you some more haptic feedback. I don't know if haptic feedback is the right term. I just wanted to say the word haptic. Kind of rounding off this video now, guys, but for the more miscellaneous notes, lighting and other UI features are being enhanced to help players stand out a little bit better. I did find that in some kind of like forestry jungle areas, some of the players were a little bit hard to see. But I also kind of put that down to, well, they're in the freaking jungle. Of course they're going to be hard to see. Controller players have said that the aim assist is too low. Of course they have, the little cheeky beggars. I just hope that it just doesn't turn into Warzone, because the Warzone controller aim assist is just stupid. But for the controller players, or console players to be more precise, the nice thing is that now they can use text chat. So when you are, you know, cross partying with PCs and other things, you can use text chat to communicate with your squad and lobby. I thought that's quite nice. So that's the end of the video, people. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And don't forget, stay frosty and come and check me out on stream right here on YouTube. I would love to see you guys here. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Adios. Peace.